just start off here. We are driving north on Stony Island. We're heading up to, what, 67th?
67th.
And I am in the car today with Jeff Heilbrunn. And Jeff, kind of give everybody an introduction here as to who you are and a little bit of your background, why we're traveling around South Shore with you.
These days I'm a consultant with a variety of firms, but I have been doing some work with Builder Center of Chicago. They own and or are developing several properties down in South Shore. So from that standpoint, I guess is one reason we're here. The other is that South Shore was home for me for 20 years, and I know it like the back of my hand.
I would say that if you lived in this area for 20 years, and how long ago was that? When did that 20 years end?
So that was from 1950 to 1970.
Okay, so you've certainly, coming back here today, see a neighborhood that maybe in some ways still resembles what you grew up in, and a lot of other ways probably doesn't.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to come back, and I've been doing work down here, so it's not like the first time.
Right.
By the way, we're traveling next to Jackson Park Golf Course, and it's an 18-hole course here in the middle of the city, and I've sworn that I'm going to get back one of these days to play it. This is where I learned how to play golf. So one of these days, very soon. The reason I'm taking you over here is that this is an area that's called the Highlands, and one of the things you're going to notice is some very large homes.
Yes, absolutely.
So I thought I'd start you off on the high end of homes in the South Shore area that are part of the housing stock here, and I think they're kind of comparable to some of the areas down where President Obama lives. If you've seen some of those over there, in fact, his house. You can see this one over here. And maybe it's something that when you first talked about South Shore, you'd say, I've never thought about South Shore in these terms. And,
yeah.
This type of housing stock, which is probably on the better end of things, if you will. So it's good to just travel around. Maybe I'll swing around another block this way. Give you some idea of some more of the...
And traditionally, has this been sort of the
absolutely
the upper end,
yes.
even when you were growing up?
Yes. Yeah, this was the nice part of South Shore, the better.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's and I noticed this when I was driving in 67th. Just kind of a nice variety of home designs. There isn't really one sort of single style of home that you're seeing on these streets, and they're really kind of coming in all shapes and sizes. And
it is an older stock of homes. They're not much in the way of new.
Yeah, you don't really see any infill around here.
But it's there are a lot of big, beautiful homes here. And again, this is at least what we used to call the Highlands.
Yeah, in fact, I looked like they had maybe I don't know if it would be a landmark district sign up or just some sort of neighborhood sign, but a couple blocks over I noticed one.
South Shore was a mixed, very much of a mixed culture, religiously, ethnically. Significant diversity, and I would say not forced diversity. It was just natural diversity. It was just part of growing up in South Shore that we all, we had friends who were Jewish, we had friends who were Catholic. We're just going next door to a big Catholic church here. I'll point out the synagogue in a minute, which still stand, but are for the most part churches as well at this point. The racial mix was my graduating class in South Shore High School, 1968, was about 80% African American and 20% white. It was a time of change, of course. The South Shore, there was something that realtors were charged with, and that was this issue of white flight,
right,
and redlining, and so that was problematic back in those days, and caused a very fast shifting of the population. But many of us love and still have a fondness for South Shore. A lot of famous people came through in our various graduating classes. I know my brother's class, which was 69, what's her name, CNBC, Susie Orman.
Susie Orman, yeah. I didn't realize she was from down here.
She
really?
She was in the class of 69. And Mandy Patinkin.
Oh, yeah.
Roger Simon. Marv Levy from the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
They all grew up on these streets. Many others. There's a fellow who, in the science area, James Watson, who... Watson and Crick, the DNA.
Absolutely.
He went to South Shore High School.
Wow.
So, good things to be said about our public school system
Sure,
here.
sure.
I'll take you by South Shore High School in a little while.